So in this lesson, I'm going to show you all the parts of your ukulele and how to hold it and stuff like that. So let's take a look at it. To begin with, there's basically two main parts to the uke. We have the body down here, and we have this, which is called the neck. And the body is the part of the ukulele that resonates and makes the sound, makes it louder. And the neck is the part where we change the sound a lot, where we put our fingers down there and it changes the notes on the ukulele. But let's take a closer look. Up here at the top, we have what's called the headstock, okay? And on the headstock, we have these little gears that are attached to the strings, and they're used to tune the strings. So we turn it one way, and the sound of the string goes up in pitch. We turn it the other way, and the sound of the string goes down in pitch. Let me show you. If I take this string here, and I turn the crank one way, you can hear the sound going down in pitch. Turn it the other way, the opposite direction, and it comes up in pitch. So you're going to use these gears to tune the ukulele so it sounds good. So it actually makes a pretty sound. Okay, so moving on down, we have the neck here. And on the top of the neck, this is called the fretboard. And the fretboard is where you're actually going to place your fingers to change the notes on the instrument and make the different sounds. That sort of stuff. How this works is these little lines here that are on the fretboard, these are little pieces of metal and they're called frets. And the idea is you place your finger in between the frets to change the sound of the string. So if I have a string here like this, and then I place my finger here in between the frets, you can hear that pitch got a lot higher. It changed the pitch. That's how it works. So you learn how to change the notes to make it sound right, of course, in all these lessons. That's what we're here to teach you to do. But that's how it works. Okay, so moving down here to the body, we have a few more parts to deal with. Of course, we have the strings, which extend from the neck all the way over the body. 4 different strings on a ukulele. Here, where the strings attach to the body, this is called the bridge. Right here. That's where the strings are. They have a little knot tied here that holds them to the bridge so they don't just come flying off. And then up here on the gears, they're twisted around the post so they don't come loose. And that's basically, those are just the fundamental parts of the ukulele. We could get into more detail, but for now, that's what you need to know. We've got the body, we've got the neck, we've got the tuning gears. We also call those machine heads. That's another name for it, as you'll see on our diagram, machine heads. We have the strings, 4 strings. We have the fretboard with all the individual frets, these little pieces of metal. And then the strings attached to the body at the bridge. That's what this piece is called here. Okay, so how do you hold this thing? How does that work? It's a very small instrument, and there are a couple of ways to hold it. And depending on the size of ukulele that you have, and the size of you, if you're a small person or a bigger person, different ways might be easier for you to hold the uke. So really it's up to you, but I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to hold it so you can play it. And also for those of you that are left-handed, everything's just going to be opposite, but it's the same, just flip-flopped, obviously. Okay, so the traditional way to hold a ukulele is up high on your chest here, and you take your arm, your forearm, and you lay it across the body here like this, and you press that into your chest, and you're kind of suspending a lot of the weight of the ukulele by just pinching this together against your body, like that. And again, if you have a smaller arm, it might be more like this. I'm a little bit bigger, so I just have my forearm on the body like that. And I can basically hold the ukulele up like this. Traditionally, there's no strap involved to hang it around your neck. There's just the pinching between your forearm or more towards your elbow and your body. Now, on this side, I want you to look in this other camera angle here. My hand is going to wrap around the neck like this. Now, it might be, you might feel like you want to grab around the neck like this, like a baseball bat, but that's not really the best way to hold the neck. The best way is to keep your thumb on the back of the neck, the pad of your thumb rested on the back of the neck like this. And then you can arch your fingers around to the fretboard like this, and now they can press and make notes, make the different notes on the neck of the ukulele like that. Now your thumb, because ukuleles are small, depending on the size of your hand, your thumb might come up and over the neck, depending on the chord or depending on what you're playing on the ukulele, and that's okay. But to begin with, you want to try to keep your thumb on the back of the neck like that. Okay, so if I take the ukulele up here like this, and I pinch it between my forearm, and I take my left hand, or in the case of a left-handed person, it would be your right hand, and I put it around the neck like this. My thumb's on the back. My thumb's on the back of the neck like this. Fingers on the front, and I can play. Okay, great. Now, if you notice, what I'm doing with my right hand here is I still have the ukulele pinched against my chest, but I'm able to move my hand back and forth so I can strum the strings. And let me show you a little bit about that as well. The way you're going to make a sound on the ukulele is by taking just your fingers and brushing them along the tops of the strings. And this is something you're going to have to practice to get the touch, just to get the right touch, because you can slam through the strings or not hit them heavy enough and not make enough sound. So over time, as you learn how to play more songs and do more practicing, this is going to come very naturally, but it might take some time. And strumming, you'll be going both directions eventually. But to begin with, just like you're brushing someone's hair, maybe, just lightly across the strings, like that. Okay, so that's the traditional way to hold a ukulele, up high like this, pinched with your forearm. Now, if you're sitting in a chair, you can lay or set the ukulele on your leg like this. This is kind of the way I like to play it, down a little bit. And now it's the weight is, obviously I'm not having to lift it up or anything. It's resting on my leg. I can still take my neck hand, my left hand in this case, put it around the neck like that. Keep my thumb on the back if I can. Still, my forearm's resting on the body of the ukulele. And that's okay. It's very easy to just rest it there and I can play along. No problem. So those are the two basic ways of holding the uke. Up high, the traditional way, or in your lap, like this. All right, so that's the introduction to the parts of the ukulele, how to hold it, some basic strumming there, just an introduction to that. We're going to go over all this stuff in a lot more detail in all the lessons in the program. But this at least gets you started, get you comfortable with your instrument, and figure out which way is going to be easiest for you to hold the instrument. And next we're going to show you how to tune the instrument, in other words, to get these tuning gears to be in the right position so everything sounds correct. on the ukulele so that you can make chords and make them sound good. So there you go. That's the introduction to your ukulele.